Hello everyone, my name is Swasti Jain and I am a psychology student and a mental health advocate. I welcome you all to a Q&A session which we are going to have with Shamolima Datta. So before beginning the session, I would like to introduce her. Shamolima Datta is having masters in applied psychology. She is an experienced counseling psychologist. She follows the humanistic approach to therapy along with cognitive behavior therapy. Psychological testing is her forte as she administered a lot of them, such as Davis Battery of Differential Ability, MMPI, SFBT, MISC, TAT, Beck's Depression Inventory, Rorschach in block test, and the like. Along with an impeccable academic background in psychology, she has the opportunity to work with different populations suffering from psychological issues and has successfully treated a lot of them. Currently, she's working as a senior psychologist with Yordos Health Solutions. So, I welcome you, ma'am. So, today's topic is extremely important because we all are talking about the physical aspects of pandemic, but unfortunately, the very hidden factor, which is our mental health, which is affected due to pandemic, is so less talked about, and I'm glad that we have such an experienced psychologist, Shamolima ma'am, to talk about how to manage our mental health during pandemic. So the first question for today is very basic because we have to, actually know from you that how has pandemic actually affected mental health?
The pandemic has affected us in a lot of way, and it has affected the mental health of each and everyone. So I would first start with children, because since it has affected children also in a very negative way. So basically, with children, what has happened is that they are in confined at home, and they are doing going on with their online classes. They are not going out, and that has created a sense of monotony in their mind, and that's why it might as well lead to some anxious symptoms, some wrong some behavioral issues as well, like temper tantrums and all kinds of negative things, because they're not able to meet their peers, which is very important at this age. They're not able to play with them. So definitely children have been affected bad in a very negative way. The next is, of course, adults. We all know that we are working from home since almost now it's going to be almost 2 years now. So definitely it has affected us in a very negative way, because we are working from home. Everything is confined, cannot go out, cannot meet people. So definitely it has created a sense of void and a sense of monotony again in the minds of adults as well. They are not able to function to their utmost level, and elders have been definitely been the majorly affected. Why? Because elders, as it is, their brain function deteriorates when you age, right? And they need the most support at this time, because they are also away from everyone. They are not able to meet people again. Then they are confined at home, and as it is, the mobility, they are immobile as it is in a general scenario as well. But right now the mobility has even shrinked, isn't it? So that is another part why it is affecting them as well in a negative way. In general, the mental health has been affected. It has affected everyone, each one of us, in some way or the other.
I think you explained this pretty well and in such a simpler form, and I don't think any source could would able to explain us the mental health part of pandemic that well. So thank you so much for that. So the second question is how to deal with the stress of pandemic from a psychological perspective.
So yes, each one of us can deal with the implications, the psychological implications it has on us in various ways. Like, first thing is that, don't just keep working. Or even for first, let's start with children. Give them space to talk to you in a positive way. Give them all the love and affection that they need, even if they're cranky, irritable. You, as adults, as parents, don't get cranky and just start scolding them. Try to understand why their mood swing is happening. Try to talk to them about the emotions, because at this point they need it the most, right? And when it comes to adults, now for adults it is something different. Like, for example, you can take breaks when you're working. Don't just keep on working the entire day. Like, for after half an hour or 15 minutes, just take some break and then relax. Maybe, the best thing is, like, watching some kind of soothing nature videos, animals related videos, which can soothe your mind. Listen to some piano, some good classical music if you can get hang of it, even in Hindi or English, anything. English, in the sense that classically based English music are there, in classical based Hindi music are there in your regional language. It is very important to stay connected. Now, I can't stress enough about how important it is to be connected, to talk to your friends, to talk to your relatives, to your cousins, anyone you feel connected to. Tell them how you're feeling. Even if you're feeling low, tell them that, yes, I'm feeling low. Like, so that they, try to pep up your mood, right? And you can play some instrumental music. If you have guitar with you, you have a harmonium with you, you can do painting can create a lot of, different positive waves in the mind, and it makes you feel really out of the world. I have myself experienced it. Like, I do paint sometimes, and I do drawing sometimes, and it really helps me, uh, get out of my stressful mood. That can really help you as well. And stay positive. Write down whatever you're feeling. Journaling is very good. You can journal your thoughts, whatever you're feeling, whatever you have in your mind. You can journal your thoughts, you can write it down. That helps a lot. So that's what some of the tips which I would like to share.
Thank you for these extremely helpful tips. These were really some valuable insights. So the third question is that how can we provide psychological support to patients who tested positive?
Definitely, you can support the COVID positive patients as much as you can. How? See, a COVID positive patient, I have also been dealing and counseling COVID positive patients, so I know how it works. So what you can do is, first is that they feel very negative and they have this fear of death also lingering in their mind, especially in the second wave. So just try to calm them down, tell them that everything, maybe repeated reassurance is very important in this scenario. If they ask you several times for certain things, give them the assurance several times. Don't be impatient with them, because they might get cranky also in sometimes. Specifically if they are in isolation, right, in isolation centers, then you can, video call them every day, talk to them for hours. Technology has really improved now, and even if they are at home, you cannot go near them maybe, but still, through various ways you can go, you can talk to them, still be in touch with them through technology, through mobiles, and you can talk to them. The main communication is very important. And tell them too that it is not something to be very worried about, right? It is something which they can recover. Make them feel that, yes, people are recovering from this. It is not that it is something in which, death is certain. People are recovering, and, nutritious, tell them the importance of nutritious food. Give them food, good vegetables, whatever the doctor has prescribed, the proper medications and everything, so that, their state of mind remains positive. At this point of time, having a positive state of mind is more important, because if you have a negative state of mind, you're going to dwindle more into the negativity of the situation. So try to tell them that it is how important it is to stay positive at this point of time.
Thank you, ma'am. So we all, basically have an idea how can we, support a COVID patient. But since you've covered the psychological part, we will now able to give them support overall, like with the physical help also and as well as mental help. So thank you so much for that. So I think I'm done with my questions. You pretty much covered all of it. But anything, any last advice or anything from your end, any last message would you like to give? You could please go ahead.
Yes, my final advice would be that yes, mental health is certainly a very important aspect, and in these times, in these crucial times when we are stuck at home, it is very even more important. So just pay attention to your health. If you feel that there is some sense of hopelessness, helplessness, you're feeling something anxious, some anxious symptoms are there in your mind, don't feel scared to ask for help. You can ask for help from a therapist, or you can watch videos like this from like there are lots of videos available online, including mine. You can check them out, or also you can talk to your loved ones, but don't neglect your mental health, because it is very important at this point of time. And that is why, I decided to do this session as well. So that is my final piece of advice to all of you.
So now we've finally come to an end, and I can't tell you that how helpful this session was, how informative and how interesting. So thank you so much, ma'am. Also, those who are watching, if you're facing with any psychological distress, any mental health issue, and you want somebody to talk to, if you want to reach out for help, you can definitely seek help from Shamolima ma'am. So the details to contact her would be in the description. Please check those, and please do reach out for help, guys. Mental health is not something to be underestimated, and if you're suffering, please do seek help. Thank you so much, guys. And please stay connected with Shamolima ma'am through YouTube channel, through her Instagram links, and everything detailed would be available in the description box. Thank you.